All right, so we are going to make an Excel spreadsheet that allows you to punch in the information for an amortized loan, say the loan principal, when the loan starts, the interest rate, the number of payments per year, and the loan term. And what we get in return is the scheduled payment, the amount saved, the total paid, percent interest, and principal. The percent that went towards the principal. And the beauty of this spreadsheet is you can quickly change the term of the loan, you can change the principal on the loan, and everything updates automatically. And that includes your interest rate. So say you want a 5% interest rate. So we are going to make this spreadsheet, which will update automatically. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have my empty Excel spreadsheet, and the first thing I want to create is those user inputs. So within those user inputs, I need the loan principal. I need the loan start date. I need the interest rate. And I need the number of payments. And that would be per year. And also the loan, the life of the loan, or the term of the loan in years. I'm going to widen this cell to accommodate the length of my text, and I'm going to go ahead and label these as user inputs. And let's go ahead and make this look pretty. So I will be grading only on the functionality of this spreadsheet. So you don't have to make it really fancy, but it does have to work. Summary. And what we want to know is the payment. We want to know the amount we save, which we'll get into where that saved amount comes from. We would also like to know the total that we have paid over the life of the loan. And from the total that we pay, we would like to know the percent that went towards interest. And also we would like to know the percent that went towards the principal. So we will see that the percent that goes towards the principal is vastly different than the percent that went towards the interest is vastly different than the interest rate. Make my summary look similar to my inputs, and go ahead and merge and center. Look at that. All right. And let's go ahead and put a nice box around these. All right. So let's go ahead and start shoving values for these in, just so we can format the cells. So say we had a loan principal of 1,000. Well, we should tell Excel that we are indeed working with a currency, and we will tell it to go ahead and round it the second decimal place. If you get those hashtags, it means that your column is too narrow, so simply widen up your column. Loan start date, let's say something like 01/01/2001. And we also need to tell Excel that this is indeed a date. So if you didn't see that, right click on the cell and then go down to Format Cells and then let it know that what it's working with is indeed a date. Interest rate. So we would like Excel to know that this is indeed an interest rate. Let me go ahead and drop this window down a little bit. Format cell and tell it it's working with a percent, and to let it round to 2 decimal places. Number of payments per year. Typically, this is always 12, a monthly payment for most amortized loans. The loan term in years, we would like to accommodate up to 30 years. It's, standardly, the longest loan, I don't think that's a word. In practicality, the longest loan that you will be allowed to take out is 30 years. There are some 35-year loans, but they're rare, I think. Okay, so recognize what we want to do is we want to have Excel take this information, namely the loan principal, the interest rate, the number of payments, and the term of the loan, and from that information, calculate our monthly payment. So, in order to do so, I need to utilize this equation. This is from the test 2 equation sheet, and this equation shown here is the payment for an amortized loan given the information. So I need to essentially type this equation in to this spot. So recognize we're typing an equation in, and we're not typing in the numbers. We want Excel to be able to auto update when we change these numbers. So we will not enter in any specific values, but however, we'll click on the cells that contain those values. So click on your payment cell, and you want Excel to tell you how much the monthly payment is with the given information. So we'll say equals, and let me go ahead and zoom up and pay attention to what I'm typing into this equation bar. So equals principal, so here's my principal, and I want to multiply that by APR divided by N. Here's my APR, and I'm going to divide that by N, which is the number of payments per year. So that completes our numerator for the equation, and then I need to divide by the denominator. Recognize your denominator needs to be in a set of parentheses, and the denominator is 1 minus, left parenthesis, 1 plus APR over N. So take our APR and divide that by N. Close it with a right parenthesis. And then recognize we want to take this 1 plus APR over N and raise it to a power. The power needs to be in parentheses, and that power is minus N times Y. And Y is the number of years. So that completes our exponent. We have this in parentheses. We need one more parenthesis to finish up our denominator. So that's what my equation looks like. Enter. All right, and then we get this number out. And again, we need to tell Excel. So I'll make this a little bigger so you can see. Right click, format cell, and tell it what it's looking at is indeed a currency. So recognize if we change this from a $1,000 loan to something more practical, like a $180,000 loan, our payment automatically updates. Okay, and then the remainder of these boxes will be filled in once we have the remainder of the spreadsheet filled in. All right, so I'll see you on the next one.